Hey, what's up, guys? So the rain finally caught up with us, and I guess I'm stuck inside, like not in my hotel room. I guess I could go out there and gamble and stuff, but I'd rather be building this Hyperlite frame and seeing if I could find like a parking garage or something in the next day or so and fly it there. I'm really excited to build this one up because I haven't ever really had like a race quad. I've always had just like the drone with pup, which is, I feel like it's a great quad. It's definitely one of the best quads I've ever flown for freestyle, but it's also, I've raced it and it's always been pretty good. So having a dedicated race build is going to be kind of something different for me, but I'm eager to do it. And I'm going to go over like all the parts and everything that I have laid out here. Some of the stuff's new, some of it is old stuff that I have, but I'm going to piece it all together, get this thing going, and we can see how it flies. I got a nice little like nook table over here, perfect soft lighting and everything, courtesy of the hotel. But yeah, I'm gonna just see if I could build this thing up with what I have, and hopefully it shouldn't take so long since I already have like most of it done. Okay, so let me give you a rundown of all the parts and everything that we're using here. So this is the Hyperlite 6-inch frame. I got this from Surge. Thank you very much, Surge. I really am looking forward to using this. It has the DTFC flight controller. I had this flight controller for a while now. I haven't used it, and I used another one prior. This was a brand new one that that's why I'm saying I haven't used it. But I did use one before, and it did have a little bit of gyro noise. I think some of that gyro noise came actually maybe from the firmware or something. I think the firmware that we have out now and everything with Betaflight might take away everything. So that's why I want to see if this does handle. One thing I did do, I don't know if you can see this here. I'll unscrew one of these. I actually notched out the holes, so it's not even touching the bolts coming through here, and I'm leaving some room, so it's actually it's like soft mounted. I have it on a piece of foam with some double-sided sticky tape, so it's just moving freely on there. I'm gonna try and test out and see how that is as well. So it's floating nice, it's all-in-one, like it has a PDB, everything built into this. I was going to use these DYS ESCs, but then I noticed I have enough of these TBS 25 amps. This is my favorite ESC right now to use. I have like full KISS builds and everything, but using these on like the last like multi-shot has been pretty amazing. I really like these ESCs. That's what's on all my 6 inches. Plenty of power. There's like no limiter, nothing on it. It's a beastly ESC. Haven't had any problems with them. Motors, these are the 2206, 2140 kV Hyperlite motors. Brother Hobby has them as well. It's the same thing. This is my go-to motor for 6-inch. It's such a good motor. I don't want to use anything else. Let's get to the camera. Camera. I'm using the new Foxier Arrow. I used this for the first time when I was flying in downtown, the LA video, and it's nice. It's a nice clear picture. Does really good low light at night. It didn't do like too bad at all for not being like a nighttime, really like a nighttime specific camera, should I say. But this is what I'm gonna use. I like the OSD that is built in it. It seems to be pretty accurate, and overall it's a nice camera. I like it. So you're gonna be using that. I think I'm gonna use one of these that I just fixed. This is the one that I think pumped out like 1,000 milliwatt or something. I think I'm gonna use this one. I'm not 100% sure. I also have one of these like Tramp HVs from Drone Nationals that I have to use. I would rather use the Unify Pro. That's my favorite VTX to use. I just don't have an extra one, but I have extras of these. So I'm gonna see if one of these will work for what I'm doing. I'll use one of these little linear antennas that I think I'm gonna just like put under here so it's nice and streamlined. And yeah, I think I'm gonna just run X4RSB because this is just gonna be mainly for racing. I don't have to worry about range or anything crazy like that, so I'm just gonna use one of these receivers here, and that's pretty much about it. I can't really think of too much more that I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna actually put a foam pad up here for a session if I'm gonna be doing any HD recording. One other thing I'm gonna be using today, some people have asked me about this. This is the TS100 soldering iron from Banggood, and what I've mainly done is just made like a little adapter cable that plugs into the back of this, and then I could hook a LiPo up to it, and I could have this soldering iron on the go. I pretty much actually just use this thing like all the time now, even if I'm not on the go. I use it at home and everywhere, just because it's such a good soldering iron. It works very, very well. And you could just like, it has two little buttons here for temperature control. So yeah, I mean, I don't remember the price on this thing. It was fairly cheap, and I would suggest you know, going on to Banggood and checking this out. So let's get into it. I'm gonna kind of switch to a little time lapse now. Gonna try and do everything as possible, then we'll review and go over everything and see how it ends up. Alright guys, sorry, so I totally blew it on that one. I was kind of texting and doing all the stuff and everything, and my battery died, and I didn't even notice. I didn't hear it go off. So I kind of missed the build part, but I figured, you know what, like, who wants to see me just build? You guys know how to build everything. But I got it done, so this is it. I got the session hooked up on top here. I just used a little piece of foam. There's a lot of things I don't have. I didn't have shrink wrap, so I had a little bit of trouble. I have stuff in my car, but I just didn't want to go all the way and get it, so I used like some electrical tape cut off of like one of my other ESCs that's taped to the quad. So this is kind of just like thrown together. I need to figure out how to get these antennas. I'm going to tuck them in more, but how to get these hooked up. I think I'm just going to do a zip tie and figure that part out, because I don't have any tubes or anything that'll go into this. But yeah, everything's hooked up. I just need to get it into Betaflight now on the computer, get it all like set up so the receiver talks to the receiver talks to the flight controller and all that. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to fly this thing and see how it goes. It's a pretty cool build, like stretched X little deal here. If you put a prop on, you could see like it pretty much like covers like the whole thing. It's nice. I like it. So yeah, I'm excited to check this out. The antenna on the side, you can see it just sticking down. I was gonna have it going back, but this is not the right connector that I had. But hopefully, if the rain, there's no rain tomorrow, or even if there is, I'm gonna try to find like some sort of parking structure or something where I could fly this. But it's dope. I like it. I'll see how it flies, and I will have a full review for you soon, Serge, on what I think about it, at least. So, yeah, good things. Sorry about that little time-lapse thing or whatever, but don't worry about it. I don't think it was that important anyways. Oh, another thing is I got to figure out the back. I kind of have like the guts like sticking out the back. I got to zip tie that down or something. But the flight controller's nice and floating in there and all that, so good to go. So wish me luck that it doesn't rain tomorrow and we can get some good flight stuff in, and I will see you guys later. Whew, I can hear the wind outside. It's that bad. Alright guys, Peace.